Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Carrie.
I'm Joel.
I'm Petey.
I'm Matt.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
Hey, go.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't do is grow this channel without your help. Hey everyone, welcome back. So today is gonna be kind of a continuation of what we were working on yesterday. We started our major potato harvest using our large digger and things were going relatively smooth. But as we moved throughout the field, we got to a little section and the bottom feeder belt just popped off. And as we were trying to fix that, we noticed that something else was broken. We had another chain that needed to be fixed. So unfortunately, nobody likes when things break down, and that's something we dealt with yesterday. But this morning, we got started with taking care of all of that stuff. We got our digger worked on a little bit, but right now we're pulling potatoes out of our large wagon that we moved everything into. To make things a little easier on everybody, we cleaned out our potato storage area. There was a lot of stuff here. Now it's been completely cleaned out. We're taking all of the potatoes that we had originally put into the wagon and are moving them into bins. We got 6 bins of red potatoes, which that's really good for us. And we're in the process of offloading our 7th bin of yellow potatoes. This morning we've been working on just a few things here at the farm. We had some picking to do. We also needed to get all those potatoes unloaded so that we could fill the wagon back up. With the digger, we got the one chain fixed, but we do need to put a little bit of a patch on the feeder belt. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is grab the extra patch that we have. One of the things I need is in one of the trucks parked in our pasture. I'll just have to see where it is. There's my hat. I've been missing that for a long time. Anyway, this is what we need right here. Now it is lunchtime here on the farm and it looks like we are having sausage. I don't know about you, but that sounds good to me. Now that we are finished with lunch, we are gonna be making our way out to the digger to try and get everything up and running. Once we get that patch on, things should go smoothly. We are not expecting any more breakdowns today, but you never know what's gonna happen. Everybody is now out here at the field. Daniel is hooked up to the windrower. Joel brought the wagon out, and currently everybody is now working on getting this belt repaired. So right now we have Matthew inside. He is helping Dad get everything moved around. We had to run the belt around because it was on top, but it's easier to work on the bottom. Now the belt did get caught, so it broke at the previous patch. We don't think the patch would have given out unless it got caught, so we're pretty confident with how this has been working. So we just got to get this repaired, and then we'll be able to get back to digging.
The belted cable, so we're taking the bolts out. We're going to put a new strip of belt in and re-bolt it.
Now this material we're using is a little thinner than what we had used before, but we're going to be doubling it up anyway.
Yeah, there was one on the
just
top
in
and
case.
one on the...
It is a real potato.
Now we need the one washer, one nut. Yep.
We got the top layer of material on, so Dad is now putting on the bottom layer of material to hold everything together. Dad and Matthew are working on putting the final touches into the patch, and then we'll be able to get the harvester up and running. Daniel ran and hopped in his tractor. He's getting started with the windrower. He's gonna get the potatoes all ready for us, so as soon as we're good to go, we can get started. This machine that Daniel's running right now just allows us to harvest more rows of potatoes at one time. The digger can take on 2 rows at once, but when we come through with the windrower, we can take 3 rows and move them into 1. However, because of the breakdown, I think we're just gonna be doing 2 rows into 1. It'll take a little bit longer to harvest, but it'll be less material running through the machine and less chances of a clog up. Now you will notice as I walk out through this field, there is a lot of debris in here. Thankfully, the digger has this system of belts that allows all of the plant material to just go out through the back. Now, if there were any potatoes with the plant debris, we do have a system of rollers that would actually pull the potatoes off, so that's really cool. Since the boys are almost finished with getting the final bolts into place, I think it would be a good time to talk about how this machine works. Last time I was so excited about harvesting potatoes, I didn't get into it, but now's a good time to talk about it. First off, everything is controlled up here in the cab. It is PTO driven. We also do have a box that controls all of our conveyors. Controlling all of the conveyors is important because you're always in different types of soils, and when the machine leans, it can affect how everything gets harvested. So that is all controlled from up in the tractor. First thing is we lower down our front unit here, which digs into the soil, and then we have our main conveyor that pulls all of the debris up along the belts. As the material continues up the machine, we have our first separation process right here. We have two different sets of belts. This is where the plant debris that won't fall through will just roll out the back, and back there we have our rollers, so if there's any potatoes, they will be knocked off. But we still have all the other debris that falls onto this conveyor right here where we have some potatoes and other things. The debris then follows a few more conveyors coming up along this path. Now this, we do have some extra belts here that help to break up any dirt clumps, and again, once everything falls right into this, it works at breaking up dirt clumps as well. Now this is where it gets interesting. We have a fan in here that we run at high RPMs, which actually sucks the potatoes off of that conveyor onto this one. Now that's where the adjustments come into play, because if we have the fan too high, well, we're gonna suck dirt, rocks, everything up onto here. But we just want the potatoes on this conveyor. Most importantly, we don't want to lose any potatoes. So we do tend to run the fan on the higher side just to prevent us from losing any lost profits. The best thing is everything we harvest, we take back to the farm and we can sort again. So if we do bring extra dirt or rocks with it, it doesn't matter, as long as we have the potatoes. Now, a lot of you have already seen this machine in action, and it's ready to get started for today. Here's our belt. Looks like it's gonna work. I'm excited.
The air conditioning is working great this time of year.
Joel, calm down. I'm heating up the engine.
Yeah, fire it up.
I'm trying to count to 30. I can't do that when you're talking to me. Hey, engine is now started. We're gonna let that warm up a little bit. And while we wait for it to warm up, we're just gonna make sure that everything looks good up top.
Spots with me. Not realistic.
Update, we got through just about an entire row of potatoes, and we had a little bit of trouble with our belt in a different spot. But this is to be expected. The belt's a little older. We are going to be working on getting a new one here. The only thing is we have to put a new patch on. It should take a few minutes, and then we'll be able to get right back to harvesting. Not take much time at all, but we got a new patch put on and we're ready to get back to digging. It's okay. We needed to wait anyway because Daniel was digging a few more rows for us with the windrower. finished of potatoes. Daniel is finishing up, putting a few together. So we're heading to the other end of the field and we're picking back this way. We don't know if this is the best thing to do, but when we picked this way before, we didn't have any trouble. So we're just trying to prevent us from having any issues, and it's been working well so far. You know what I'm gonna need you guys to do down in the comments? You're gonna have to let me know what your best or favorite potato dish is. Let me know. Let me know. And if you see like French fries or something, I mean, I like French fries. French fries are good. A little fun fact, every single year after potato harvest, our family has something we call a French fry party. Although we've been adding more stuff than French fries lately, but we love our potatoes. Not that you can tell. I mean, we love them so much, we try to be shaped like them. What can I say? We had to take a little break earlier on because there was a piece of metal in the field that came up and caused us to have a jam up right here. And I think the stress from that last time put a lot of tension on one of our pulleys that we had near the back. And I think it was just a matter of time today. But the pulley broke off. I think it was from that piece of metal that was just lying in the field. I didn't even know what it was. We just had a piece of metal in our field. But anyway, we're gonna take this back to the farm, get that welded back on. It should work fine then. We weren't running into any issues besides that. So it is what it is. Joel has to head back to the farm anyway because he needs to feed horses. So he's gonna be helping Dad when he has the opportunity. Everyone is back at the farm working on getting that last piece welded. Daniel and I are here though. We had a little rocky section at this end of the field. We're gonna be picking up the potatoes by hand. And I mean, we could get them with the digger, but instead of just standing around, we feel like this is a good time to get them picked. This section of the field, we also had some red potato seed in the planter, so it is a little mixed up here at the end, but nothing too bad.
They got a rock jammed in this thing.
Yeah. Well, why'd you hit your knuckle? That's not good.
I felt like it.
That's not good. Daniel and I have been making really good progress. We've got the potatoes picked all the way up to where he is over there. Daniel and I have been back here, so we're not too sure how everything is going when it comes to getting the digger all back up and running. It may seem like we've had a lot of breakdowns, but it truthfully hasn't been that bad. We've made a lot of good progress. The sad matter of fact is you only use this machine one time out of the year, 2 times out of the year, and we just don't have enough acreage to run it enough for it to have no issues. But if we do get it up and running and it works well for this year, well, that'll be a good thing. Next year, we've already discussed a few things that we're gonna need to change up and replace on it. So if we'll be a little more proactive, then maybe we'll have less problems. The variety of potatoes we are harvesting right now are called Evas. Evas are a white potato. Now, what's interesting about these potatoes is they hold a really round shape, which is nice for chipping. So you can use these potatoes for basically anything. We like them for chips, mashed potatoes, French fries, whatever you can do. We're just a potato family. Little known fact, Daniel's fiance likes potatoes. How many days to the wedding, Daniel?
2 days.
Oh my goodness. Daniel and I just about finished picking up the potatoes. We only have a little bit section left where we did not pick up, and that's because we ran out of baskets. So Daniel and I are gonna run back to the farm. We're gonna grab the skid steer loader to help pick up all these potatoes. And we're also gonna see how much progress the boys have made.
Was laughing.
I got back to the farm just when they were getting ready to leave with the digger, so they are all finished now with putting everything back together. The only problem is they couldn't test it much because there was potatoes on the conveyor. So we'll see what happens. So Dad, tell everyone what just happened.
Our belted chain broke. It's wore out and we need a new one. We're gonna pick the rest up by hand tomorrow.
So rather than just giving ourselves more headaches, we just feel like it would be the best idea to pick them all up by hand tomorrow. It's not too much left. I mean, it's gonna be a pain, but it is what it is. We would rather do that than spend all the time fixing the belt and then it breaking on us, but you just knocked all the baskets off the side by side. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna get them all picked up tomorrow. It's not gonna be a big deal at all. I think we also have some other big jobs going on, but it's okay. It's okay. Daniel's getting married this weekend. Everybody's happy. What do you think about Daniel getting married this weekend? How does that make you feel? Old? Yeah. Little baby Daniel. You know what's crazy? Some people think I'm older than Matthew, but I'll have you know, Matthew is the old man in the family.
You look older.
It's just because I have a child and I lack hair.
Joel, you good? He's good.
Alrighty, just made it home from work. We didn't have to close up the farm market or anything because, well, it's late. But that happens and it's okay. But now that, what?
I want to have the ball.
Yeah, throw me the ball. But now that I'm home, I'm gonna get some dinner. And since I'm home, that means this is where we're gonna end the video. I'd like to thank everyone for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.